Hello and welcome to Eye on Port. This program is proudly brought to you by Serene Insurance, Ball PLC, the Ghana Revenue Authority, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services, and Phoenix Insurance. Our proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. This program is powered by the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. Now, this week we are discussing the need for urgent and sustainable solutions to Ghana's coastal erosion challenges. And we had in the studio Albert Derek Fiatui, who is the Executive Director of the Center for International Maritime Affairs, Ghana. But before we bring you that particular discussion, we also had an interaction with the Public Relations Manager of GWEL PLC in the person of Robert Tre. He told us about their reintroduction of the GWEL Super XP onto the market. Let's take a listen. First and foremost, tell us about the Super XP.
Listening to consumer insights, of course, in this marketing business, you need to be aware of consumer insights that comes up.
Very well.
And to listen to customers. So we decided that after selling RON 95 for some time,
okay,
it is important that you go and get insights from our customers on the market,
okay,
listen to them. And what they are telling us is that they are looking for choices.
Okay.
Choices also because of the fact that in an increasingly competitive market, there's a need for us to give them a wide range of choices of products that we offer.
Very well. And so they can make their decisions.
So they can make their informed decisions.
Very well.
So we decided that besides the RON 95 that we are selling, which has now over the years with time become a premium product,
okay,
the MPA made us aware that we should mark and say that, okay, this is a product that you are bringing. If you are selling any product, mark it, either it's premium or it's the standard fuel.
Very well.
And in the market, when you come to super products, we have the standard fuel, that is RON 91.
Yeah.
And then we have the premium fuel. So the premium fuel that we were selling was RON 95. Okay. So we decided that we had to give consumers choices.
Very well.
And that is the reason why we introduced Super SP.
Yeah.
And that is the RON 91. You know, RON 91 is the research, RON is the research octane number.
Okay.
Research octane number tells you the grade of the fuel.
Okay.
So what we were selling was RON 95. The research octane number was 95. Now we have come to introduce RON 91 back onto the market, but with a distinction. And I'm sure with our conversation going forward, you'll be able to know why we introduced that product onto the market. So without taking the wind out of your sail, it is important that people understand that it is from a request from consumer insights that we are also reintroducing RON 91, which is our Super SP. And this is our product that we have introduced on the market. And that is why we are here to tell them that now when they go to our stations, we have the choices there for everybody to choose. Okay. Either you choose our standard fuel, which is Super SP, or Super SP RON 95. Those are the offerings that we are giving to our customers.
Okay. So could you also highlight some of the key features of the Super XP?
The qualities are there for them to see. If I tell you that it is mixed with SP3, it means that there is something that has been added, and that is it has been additivated. Okay. There's an additive in it. So some of the qualities is that apart from it being a top quality fuel, it is also fuel efficient.
Okay.
When you put it in your vehicle, it cleans your carburetors and our fuel injectors. And also, now we are talking about the environment. The environment is key in terms of the emission of toxic substances into the atmosphere. Very well. And GWEL is mindful of that aspect, and that is why our Super SP comes in handy. So if you go to our stations, you will find that if you buy our product, you will get value for money. Okay. You are able to get about many things. It's also resistant to knocking, and it boosts your engine performance. When you put that fuel into your car, it's amazing how your car will perform. Okay. You're going to get good mileage for the little fuel that you put in your car. And it's not a miracle. It has been tested, and people are talking about it. That is why there is a need for anybody and everybody out there to go to any goil station across the country. The good thing is that goil is everywhere across the country.
Yeah.
So whether you are in Accra or in Hamile or in Boko or in Asankragwa, you can get a goil station.
Okay, so away from that, we now bring you our main discussion, which has to do with finding urgent and also sustainable solutions to Ghana's coastal erosion. Let's take a listen. What is the state of Ghana's coastlines from CIMAC's perspective?
Thank you very much, and I say good evening to you and our viewers.
Good evening.
I want to say that the Center for International Maritime Affairs Ghana, CIMAC, is a think tank not only concerned about the maritime space or the blue economy, but also our coast and the coastlines.
Okay.
And because of our interest in that area, we have been observing our coastline for a very long time now. And we think that now our coast is under a huge stress. Ghana has one of the longest coastlines in West Africa, about 550 kilometers, which is around 360 miles.
Okay.
And that should be a blessing for us. Unfortunately, because of the way we have handled it, due to coastal erosion and tidal wave destruction, we are fast losing this beautiful coastline of ours from Half-Aseni to Aplau. And we think that there is the urgent need for us to take action if we don't want to lose the beautiful sides of our coastlines.
All right, so you are saying there's a need to take action. I mean, so what are some of the actions that can be taken? And then before that, let's zoom into the Kita one. I mean, when you went to that particular spot, what were your findings?
We had very frightening findings. When you go to the Volta estuary, not too far from Ada.
Okay.
There used to be a community, or there used to be some communities there.
Okay.
Fuveme is one, and some other adjoining ones. When you go there today, those communities are gone. They do not exist, meaning that geography has lost some track. Those communities are no more on the map because they have been consumed by the sea. When you go to Ketusat, from Denu area, coming towards where we have the sea defense walls erected.
Okay.
Those areas are also going. Some are almost up to the road. And so we don't need anybody to tell you that we are in danger. Because once we are losing the communities from both ends, it will not take it can take a day, just a day, for the whole place to be swallowed up, because it's a nature or natural attack from the sea, and nobody has control over that. Fortunately for us, some countries have been able to protect their coastlines with some technologies.
Okay.
And we are just saying that it is time for us to take action and be able to adopt some of those technologies and strategies so that we can protect the coastline and our people. A lot of livelihoods, a lot of lives and properties are at risk.
All right. You have described the rate as unprecedented. I mean, why so?
About a year ago, when we started our study, the rate of recession was about 2.2 meters, as against 0.6 across board. I can tell you for a fact, I'm just coming from the place. Now, some areas are even experiencing up to 6 meters. The communities that are gone, we cannot even give them any rate of recession anymore. So that is how scary the situation on Kita area is. And we know when these issues come up, what we normally do in Africa is to say, let us engage in coastal engineering.
Very well.
That is mostly the rock sea defense walls.
Very well.
And we have done a lot of research and studies, and have come up with our proposals, which we've been trumpeting all along, that the sea defense wall erection is not a permanent solution to the challenge that we face with coastal erosion. When you go to the developed world, or those who have been able to defeat this challenge, they also erect the sea walls, but they use that as temporary measures to contain the situation, after which they bring in proper solutions.
Yeah.
Because the greatest challenge that it brings is that once the seawall is erected, it opens up for spreading.
Okay.
So you erect a seawall here, by the time you realize the adjoining areas are also under attack.
Yeah.
Aside that, coastal biodiversity is destroyed.
Okay.
And as people who are concerned about the environment, we do not think that that should be the way to go. We are not saying that sea defense walls should not be erected, but just as it's done in other places, it should be just a stopgap measure after which we find permanent solutions to the challenge. Yeah.
And then I think, but so far with your engagement, I mean, have you picked up any signals that those technologies are something that we'll be venturing into?
Let me say here that fortunately for the Center for International Maritime Affairs Ghana and myself, I am part of the team working on the development of the Sustainable Ocean Plan for Ghana. Kind courtesy the Sustainable SDGs Advisory Unit of the Office of the President. I mean, the unit is doing so much, I must admit, to help protect our coast and do what is necessary for the blue economy. And so we are in the process of putting out the plan. Where a lot of work has been done. Last year, we went across the country to engage the communities to understand firsthand what needs to be done, not just sitting in Accra or somewhere and saying that, oh, this is the technology that is required. We engage the people to understand exactly what is needed, because these are people who have had paradoxical relationships with the sea for so long.
That's
so you cannot take them for granted. Yeah. So as part of that Sustainable Ocean Plan development, there is this project we call the West African Coastal Areas Program, which is the WACA program. And under that program as well, I know that some funds have been secured and project is going to be starting soon. So to answer your question directly, I think that the WACA project, which had been carried out in some of the countries in West Africa, when it is done, some of the proposals we are making will be seen at play. That is the reclamation and also coastal afforestation. Yes.
Okay. All right. That said, also tell us, I mean, what you've advocated for tree planting, particularly mangoes, to stabilize coastline.
Yes.
Is that the case?
Yes.
And then what role do you think this will play in safeguarding the coastline?
You know, mangrove is one of the vegetation cover that protects the coastal environment. In the whole world, when you go to where nature-based approaches are adopted to protect the coast, the major vegetation that is used is the mangroves and the coconut trees. Unfortunately for us, in the Keta area where we are having this devastating challenge, when you go to a community like Anyangwi, we have mangroves there, but it has become what the community people depend on. They cut these mangroves as firewoods for sale.
Ignorantly?
Ignorantly, yes. Ignorantly. So there is a need for a lot of education to be done, and also livelihood empowerment. They have depended on this for a very long time. And we think that education will have to be carried out for them to understand that the mangrove there is rather protecting them from the devastation. So it should not be seen as an economic activity where they cut it for firewood. If at all there is anything that should be done to make money, it should be planting of more mangroves, for which maybe they are paid. You know, mostly when you talk about it, it looks weird or minor, because you ask yourself, how can you go and protect the coastal environment with just mangroves, with all these tidal wave distractions? But scientifically, it has proven to be one of the greatest ways of protecting the environment. And we think that we should encourage the planting of that across board. We are blessed in Ghana to have a lot of sandy beaches. We have few rocky ones, but we can plant these mangroves along the sandy beaches to be able to protect the coast.
Earlier, you made mention of the fact that some countries have adopted some technologies in order to use those technologies to protect their coastlines and all that. So tell us, what are some of these technologies that are available that could be utilized to or used to, protect the coastlines?
We are all talking today about green technologies because of climate change and environmental devastation. There is a beautiful technology that has been used in Taiwan.
Okay.
It's called the reshore technology.
Reshore?
Reshore, yes. And that technology allows for weakening of the wave energy.
Okay.
And that weakening is used to generate energy.
Okay.
And so it is a green technology. So there is no direct effects on the coastal environment. Rather, they protect it and reclaim, sand from the sea.
Okay.
And we think that is one of the areas we should be looking at. Beyond that, when you go to Netherlands, they have used the nature-based approach. When you go to UK, they have...
That's the mango?
Yes, the mangroves. When you go to UK, they've also used some other technologies. So in Ghana, we don't even have to reinvent the wheel. Ours is to understudy those countries which are successful and replicate what they've done here to be able to secure our coastline.
And are these captured in your recommendations? Following the work that you did on the coastline?
Yes, it's been captured. And we are going to, we are ECOSOC accredited organization, United Nations accredited, and also the United Nations Environment Program. In fact, we are putting together a document to present to the United Nations and the United Nations Environment Program on some of our findings and recommendations, and also some observations that we have made so that it can trickle down to every part of Africa and the world.
Eye on Port returns after this break. Please stick and stay.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP will feel ya, huh? Will be feel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302-246-319 or 0243-690-492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
Welcome to the GPHA port of Takoradi, Ghana's first commercial port. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority (GPHA) has in its quest to position the ports of Ghana as the leading trade and logistics hub of West Africa, embarked on a massive expansion drive at its Takoradi port, the first commercial port of the country. This has resulted in a radical transformation of the initial 7-berth low-drafted port, which was constructed in 1928, to an ultra-modern port fitted with deep drafted container, multi-purpose dry bulk, and liquid bulk facilities. The 16-meter deep dry bulk terminal is the deepest in the sub-region, with a total quay length of 800 meters. It is fitted with a combined 3-kilometer length conveyor system, which comes with a 2,500 metric tons per hour ship loading capacity, which has greatly improved ship turnaround time at the port. The Marshall Liquid Bulk Terminal is a fully automated liquid bulk facility dredged to -14 chart datum and equipped with automated firefighting system. The facility is fitted with 5 loading arms for gasoline, diesel, LPG, bitumen, and heavy fuel. On the container side, Takoradi Port's 16-meter deep Yield-Port and ATSL container terminal with a quay length of 600 is expected to receive container vessels in the third quarter of the year.
All right, so welcome back from the break. Now, news and activities happening within the port and maritime industry next.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has reaffirmed its commitment to providing port infrastructure to support the growth of the Ghanaian business community. The board chairman of GPHA, Isaac Osei, and the Director General of GPHA, Michael Lugoje, gave this assurance during the GPHA Board of Directors' recent tour of ongoing projects being undertaken to familiarize themselves with progress of work as part of efforts to bring modern development to Ghana's premier port in Takoradi. They toured the new container and multi-purpose terminal being managed by Turkey's Yield-Port Holdings and Atlantic Terminal Services Limited, a subsidiary of the indigenous company Ibestec.
Well, the business community, I think they can always continue to trust the Port Authority that our focus on developing port infrastructure to meet their needs. We remain focused on that. We are working hard at that. They can see, based on this kind of facilities and the massive expansion of the Takoradi port, this container terminal will start very soon. They are much more improved way of operating. And for shipping lines as well, of course, there's no doubt they are going to have a much more professional environment of working, where efficiency will be the focus.
The board came here to see things for ourselves. We are satisfied that progress can be made, over here. The technical aspects they have explained to us, and if there are any teething problems, I think we can work them out. But that's for the Director General and his management team to work out with our partners.
The terminal has received a fleet of live hair harbour cranes in readiness for the official commencement of operations.
Discussions with the managing director on site. We've seen that they've positioned some mobile harbour cranes here, and I think that they are just about ready to receive. They've done some stakeholder engagements, so I'm quite sure that they should be ready. What we have seen here gives us hope for the future. It's a brand new terminal, and hopefully in the course of time they will also bring in new equipment to enable us do this work.
And so far we are happy. I'm sure you heard the board chairman talking about it. We are happy with the progress of work. Of course, the expectation was to even start a bit earlier. And indeed for the oil and gas terminal, the focus is for them to be able to finish at least the key wall side of it by the middle of November.
While in anticipation for the commissioning and official commencement of cargo operations before the end of the year, the board also took the opportunity to inspect ongoing works at the oil and gas terminal project site, where marine works are steadily progressing. The recent GPHA quarterly health walk saw participation from dozens of the authority's staff and members of the port community. This improvement in numbers over the previous health walk is an indication that the employees of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and the port community are buying into the authority's drive to build a healthy workforce through regular exercise. More than 100 of the authority's staff and dependents joined the GPHA Fitness Club in a journey from the Port of Tema administration through the residential areas of Tema Communities 1 and 2 to the GPHA Sports Hall, where they ended their walk with an aerobics session. The Marketing and Public Affairs Manager of the Port of Tema, Abna Sewo Pokufos, who doubles as the chairperson of the GPHA Sports and Entertainment Committee, urged the participants to make this a regular fixture in their lifestyle. She urged all staff to prepare adequately for the upcoming interdepartmental sports tournament.
So encourage the other people in your department to come as well. We are building a community of healthy people. There are others who have their children here. So we are inculcating that into the next generation as well. We are also preparing towards our interdepartmental games. So I would entreat that let your department know which activity you can do. The ladies, last year, we didn't feature at all. So this year, please, the ladies, at least you can do line and school. You can do tag race. There are other games for women. So this year, let us see the female representation as well.
It's now time for international port and maritime news.
Swiss shipping behemoth Mediterranean Shipping Company is investing heavily in fleet renewal, with agreements signed for up to 18 new container ships, all to be powered by liquefied natural gas. Data published by Intermodal Shipbrokers indicate that the Swiss major ordered 6 box ships at Chinese shipyard SWS. The 19,000 TEU vessels, which have a price tag of $210 million each, will be dual-fueled. They are slated for delivery between 2027 and 2028. In addition to LNG propulsion, the new builds will be ammonia and methanol ready with various energy-saving optimization equipment. Energy and commodities company Vitol has revealed that it is on track to meet the International Maritime Organization's target set in 2019 to reduce emissions by 40% by 2030 compared to 2008 levels, thanks to a comprehensive dry dock program. As part of the fleet dry dock program this year, 4 very large gas carriers have been upgraded, and a further 4 vessels are due to go through the process this year. Recently, Vitol, through its shipping company, Vitol International Shipping, secured 3 LNG bunkering vessels via a charter agreement with the UK-based company Avenir LNG and another at CIMC Sino-Pacific Offshore and Engineering Shipyard in Nantong, China. Last year, Vitol traded over 17 million tons of LNG worldwide. The company has been investing in bio-LNG infrastructure through its subsidiary Vigo bioenergy, and also provides bunker fuels through its subsidiary Vital Bunkers.
It's now time for the word of the day, and today's word is offshore.
Offshore. In the maritime industry, the term offshore refers to activities, structures, or areas that are located away from the coastline or in open waters.
Now, schedules of vessels in the port, those at Takoradi and those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate you need to know to clear your goods from the port next. We have your comments next.
Kwame Azu from Accra Newtown says, great discussion so far. I'm wondering, with all this talk about solutions, what about the livelihoods of the people living along the Kita coastline? How are they supposed to cope with this erosion problem? While we wait for these long-term solutions, are there any immediate measures to support them? Hi Kwame. Mr. Fiatui says, programs for livelihood empowerment are included in the project. When you involve the community in a project like this, particularly with regard to the mangrove issue I previously described, they start to cut it for a living. They prepare it and sell it as firewood. Our suggestion is that they should rather charge for the mangrove planting. Fishing has advanced beyond our previous understanding thanks to new technologies. Hence, efforts are being made to train and empower community members to take care of themselves through productive activities.
So that's all for this week's episode of Eye on Port. Thank you for watching, and thanks to the entire crew. Join us same time next week, and also follow us on our various social media platforms on your screens.